Hello, everyone. We're just days from the E3 press conferences, and I want to make some predictions for games that are releasing for Nintendo consoles before, say, leaks get out. Now, first and foremost, um, there's going to be some sort of information revealed about the Nintendo NX. You know, that thing that's coming out in March of 2017. And they said it would not be there, but I'm sure they're going to make an acknowledgement of it in some way or another. Interestingly enough, they're not doing a digital event like last year, and I have a feeling that the lukewarm, to put it in general terms, reception of last year's digital event was pretty much the reason why they decided not to do one this year. And I guess they just didn't want to bother going back to the old style of live presentations either. So the first game is The Legend of Zelda for Wii U and NX. Now, this game is pretty much the only game being demoed that's gonna be playable at E3, which has seen a lot of criticism, has been criticized by many people because of the fact that, well, that's just one game. Yeah, it's probably gonna be good. It most likely is, but still, what about all the other games releasing for the systems? And I myself, I'm looking forward to it, even though I don't have a Wii U yet. Who knows? Maybe I'll get it when the NX launches. I wonder how the NX port is going to turn out. Now, the next game is that that's probably going to be shown off at. Okay, so the rest of these games are probably going to get shown off, but in some way or another at E3, just not by Nintendo. So next game is Paper Mario Color Splash. Um, the next Paper Mario game, for next true Paper Mario game, not counting Paper Jam. Um, yeah, this game it's received a lot of criticism because a lot of negative feedback because to say put it simply because well it's it's pretty generic. There's nothing about it that makes it that captures the spirit of the old games, especially the Thousand Year Door. And Thousand Year Door is basically is considered the best in the Paper Mario franchise. And I'm sure some people are disappointed. They're going to be, but hopefully it does turn out to be better than we think it is. It may not, because look at Mario Tennis Ultra Smash and Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Those games. Next game, which is releasing in a couple weeks, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. It's so this is the fifth installment in the Mario and Sonic sub-series, and the 3DS version just got released back in March. Um, I'm I actually do like the sub-series. I'm just not into it this time. Who knows? Maybe it'll be better than the last one. The last one at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games, that one was was rehashed way too many concepts. So maybe this one will bring in will drastically change the games. Next one is Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp Fire Emblem. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, it's basically a crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and the Fire Emblem franchises from Atlas and Nintendo respectively, more specifically Intelligent System, and uh, that game's been releasing pretty soon, and I'm sure there's going to be some. I'm sure it's going to be good. I guess I'm not really caring that much because it's more of a Shin Megami Tensei game than Fire Emblem. I mean, there's Fire Emblem references and all, but not too much. And also, the game's not going to feature any English voice acting. And I know it was done intentionally, but I still like to hear dialogue in a language I can speak instead of having to read text all the time. Moving on is Ukulele. Now, this game was announced as a Kickstarter like last year, I believe, and it was a throwback to like to it's considered the spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie, which were a series of platformers back on the Nintendo 64. And now I haven't played it, so I can't say I'm in on the hype or whatever you want to call it, but I'm I'm hopeful that I'm sure it will be a good game. That's for sure. And I heard the game got delayed until 2017, and that's something I'm not surprised by because they just started. It's a 3D platformer, and had they released it at the end of 2016, it would have only got about a year and a half of development, which is just way too short. Um, so yeah, there's that. Next one is um, Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's another Lego game based off the movie. I'm surprised they didn't bother just making a playset for Lego Dimensions. I guess they're still using Lego Star Wars as a cash cow. I guess. Uh, Next game, Mighty Number 9. Oh boy, I made a video about this. The game's supposed to be releasing um, in a couple weeks, and hopefully it does come out on the date that they specified, because I and many other people are certainly going to be pissed if it gets delayed again. And also the recently released trailer got a lot of negative feedback. Even I didn't like it that much. Um, so I'm sure the game's gonna be okay, gonna be fine, but a lot of people have lost hope in it. So there's that. Next game, Skylanders Imaginators. Now, interestingly, this is the first Skylanders game to not have a 3DS or Wii counterpart, and it is understandable. Just, um, but hey, it's getting released on Nintendo consoles, so there's that. I'm not that interested though. Next game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Okay, so this game, it was again another Kickstarter project. It's gonna get released next year, although I'm sure, hopefully, it does get some sort of recognition in. It's shown off in some form or another at E3. Don't know. It's definitely not going to be on the Wii U. Shown. The Wii U footage is definitely not going to be shown as well. Uh, it's being ported to Wii U by another company and all. It's being created by the creators of Castlevania, and hopefully it does turn out to be really really good, because it broke Kickstarter records. It broke a record for the highest earning Kickstarter project last year until Shenmue 3. Okay, so that basically covers the Wii U games that I know is going to be that are most likely going to be shown at E3. So here's the 3DS games. First of all, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Okay, the next Pokemon game. I'm not okay. I've never really played a Pokemon game except Pokemon Shuffle and World Rumble, but yeah, I'm not interested. So sorry, guys. Next one, Monster Hunter Generations, the next Monster Hunter game, which is being released in July, I think. Yeah, I'm surprised this is being released only about, say, maybe 6 months around. I don't know, maybe around 6 months after its Japanese release, because Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate's release came over a year after the Japanese release. So, and I'm sure the game, again, fans are going to be pleased by it. I think it's already sold millions in Japan, so that obviously means it's good. Next game, Metroid Prime Federation Force. A very controversial title. This game received a lot of negative feedback because it wasn't a true Metroid game. It's basically just an eShop indie game that has the Metroid Prime brand slapped onto it. At least that's what fans say it is. I've seen footage of it. Who knows? Maybe it could be at best good, and at worst just mediocre, bad. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about it. That other people haven't already said. Next game. Well, actually, next two games: Dragon Quest 7 and 8 remakes for the Nintendo 3DS. They're practically remakes for the 3DS remakes of previous games that were released on I believe the PlayStation 2. I think. Yeah. So RPG fans definitely gonna be pleased by that. Next one, Pikmin 4. Okay. This game and the next two games, they're they have they're practically rumors. So Pikmin 4 was actually announced by the creator of Pikmin last year, but it was not shown off at E3. He revealed it to IGN, and they have confirmed it. So perhaps they will show it off, or at this year's E3, or they probably perhaps they're gonna hold it off until the NX. Maybe bring it to the NX instead of the Wii U, or both. Who knows? I'm just speculating here. Next one is Mother 3. Okay. So this game, a lot of people, Nintendo fans, have been asking for this game to be localized, and it's been 10 years since the release of Mother 3 in Japan, so maybe they actually will do it. Maybe they'll finally release the game on the Wii U's Virtual Console. I don't know, but hopefully it does, because I'm sure a lot of people, because we've Mother Earthbound fans have had to wait like what 20 over 25 years for the release of Earthbound Beginnings. That's ridiculous. Okay, so the next and final game. Now this one's very unlikely. Super Mario Galaxy 3. Again, this is just me. Uh, just speculating. Who knows? Maybe it actually is true, because I'm sure there's going to be a Mario game sometime or another. I really hope the next Mario game is Super Mario Galaxy 3, because I really like the Super Mario Galaxy a lot. So hopefully it is. Turns out to be that game. And if it is, I'm sure they're probably gonna hold it off. It's probably gonna get an NX release, or maybe both. Who knows? Yeah, that's all I gotta say about what could be revealed at E3 that's related to Nintendo in some way. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and continue to watch my content. So stay tuned for E3, guys. Thanks.